Hello everyone, this is Finali Mondiali 2025 from Ferrari. What's Finali Mondiali, you may ask? It's a celebration of everything that's great and good about the Prancing Horse brand, about Ferrari. Of course, we are here talking about Ferrari Challenge primarily. As we give you our formal welcome to Mugello, here it is, the track that's situated about maybe 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes from Florence, about an hour and 15 from Bologna. Weather conditions at the moment, track temperature 14 degrees, air temperature 15 degrees. As you can see, the drivers will be taking to the track with wet weather tyres. It's not raining currently, but we are expecting rain during the course of the 30-minute qualifying session. And this is the circuit, 14, 15 turns, depending on how you count them, 5.245 kilometers. 14 turns is my preference, 6 left, 8 right, sector 1 with 3 turns, sector 2 with 6 turns, and sector 3 with 5. It's quite a technical track, and it is quite undulating with lots of elevation changes. So we are here with our Shell drivers that will be qualifying for the Finali Mondiali race. Now, the Finali Mondiali race is nothing to do with the championships. They've all been won. This is the Gold Roof race, the one race where we decide who is the world champion in Ferrari Challenge, and the Shell drivers, of whom a lot of them taken to the track here for qualifying, 21. In fact, Motohiko Isasaki, Ernst Kirchmayr, Ray Acosta, Michael Martin, James Wyland, Oscar Rinčević, Tibor Valent, John Dillon, Thomas Gostner, Fabrizio Fontana, Corinna Gostner, Fons Skeltermar, Manuela Gostner, Brian Waltersdorf, Kevin Orsini, Lisa Clark, Jan Bernier, Andrew Parker, Brad Evans, Chuck Whittle, and Mitchell Green. They'll all be forming part of the lineup as we look at the car of Ray Acosta, driving the 107 car. Now, Ray Acosta has had a busy year because he's been racing both in North America and also Europe as well. And right behind him is Jan Bernier taking P2 in the Drivers' Championship yesterday. Mitchell Green winning the Shell Drivers' Championship. And there we can see John Dillon's car there, the door just being closed on John Dillon's car, who ended up taking P3, I think, in the Drivers' Championship for Europe. We've got a mix of European drivers and North American drivers as well. There you can hear the klaxon going, which will release the cars out for their 30-minute qualifying session, 30 minutes on the clock. The driver that does the quickest time over the 30 minutes will be starting from pole position for the Finali Mondiali race, the world final race. Jan Bernier we look at right now. Delighted to welcome into our studio here and our booth somebody that works really, really hard in television and is effectively somebody that kicks my bottom and makes sure I'm where I need to be all the time, and is joining us on the air to give us an Italian flavor to what we can expect over the course of this session. Sanella, a very warm welcome to you. You, of course, are from Italy. You know Italy better than I do. I have to say, the weather conditions this weekend, or this week, have been very un-Italy-like.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you, Dave. So the weather hasn't been very good, to be honest.
No.
It's really raining, except for yesterday. It was really sunny, and that helped for all the pilots, you know, as you can see.
And you know what? This is what makes a pilot or a driver hugely successful. It's having the ability to adapt to the conditions.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think it's fair to say, and you've looked at the weather conditions, I think it's going to be kind of rainy now for today and tomorrow.
Yeah, today and tomorrow, yeah. We are expecting rain today, so...
Okay, well, that's what we can expect. Thank you, Sanella. We'll hear more from Sanella during the course of the program. There is James Wyland. Now, if I can tell you a little story about this North American racer, James Wyland, lovely man. He races in North America and Europe as well, has also raced in Japan. One day when I arrived in Indianapolis, he said, Dave, come for a ride with me on the track. Not in that car, but in an FXXK Evo, which is one of the special XX Programs cars. And Sanella, if you think you're scared at the moment, it's nothing in comparison to what I went through with James at the wheel of this car. It was absolutely breathtaking. I mean, he's a super, super driver, but he did a really, really good job indeed in terms of scaring me. and well done to James Wyland. Great to see you here, James, and hope you have a brilliant qualifying session for the World Final race. So the cars making their way out onto the track then. John Dillon, you can see there behind him is Oscar Rinčević. And I was talking to Tibor Valint just a little while ago before making my way up to the studio here. You may recall, if you were watching the race yesterday, Tibor Valint, he threaded his car like through the eye of a needle in avoiding other cars and not having a crash. And I said to Tibor, well done for a huge, huge save. The tyre had actually come off the rim, and that's what caused him to have to take such evasive action. And Tibor is here with his son, Bence Valint, who is now a LMP3 driver, having earned his craft, if you like, learned his craft in the Ferrari Challenge. And it's really, really gratifying to see young drivers here make the grade in the Ferrari Challenge. Now, Sanella, I want to bring you in here because we are looking at a car that is driven by Manuela Gostner. So what's really lovely about motor racing and the Ferrari Challenge is, from your point of view and from my point of view, both male and female compete on equal terms, and that's good to see.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see that, actually, because it's not that common. Like lately, you can see a lot of women being a pilot. So I'm really happy, and I really like Manuela. Yeah, she's my favorite.
Yeah, well, of course, and it would be. Have you ever had any aspiration or ambition to drive really, really quickly?
Yes, to be honest.
Okay.
I really like to drive fast,
yeah,
but I am scared to get in that Ferrari. It looks really scary, so generally I like it, but I wouldn't get there.
I was trying to get an invitation for you because people will be listening to this. Right, we're watching Fons Kirchmayr right now. Fons was awesome yesterday, driving the 177 car, and finishing P6. He's not really where he deserved to be. He deserved to be further up the order than that. But Fons Kirchmayr, now, he has driven this car with the shark's teeth on the front of his car for as many years as I've been involved in the Ferrari Challenge. And that has become something of a trademark. And he has not only the shark's teeth on the front of his car, but on his crash helmet, on his clothing, on his suitcase, on everything as well. So it's, as I say, it's become something of a trademark for him. This is Fabrizio Fontana. He won yesterday and won in fine style. I was talking to Stefano Guy, his driver coach, a little while ago, and he said some brilliant driving from Fabrizio in very, very difficult conditions yesterday. He was very proud of him. Talking the devil, there is Stefano Guy. As we split the screen and split the picture for you now, Stefano Guy himself, a fine racing driver and all-round good egg. He's a nice chap. I like Stefano, and he always takes time to talk to us on television as well, which I really respect him for. These guys are always very, very busy, but they take time, and Fabrizio Fontana is going very quickly here. This will be the first timed lap that we will put onto the screen, and it will be a good lap from Fabrizio Fontana. Now, he came into the Ferrari Challenge last year driving the 488 Challenge, and he came from a background of huge success in motorsport, but in a completely different discipline to circuit racing. He did rallying, which is, you don't need me to explain, a completely different discipline to this. He took to this like the proverbial, as we say in the UK, duck to water. He knew how to swim, and he knew how to pedal the 488 Challenge car, won the championship, and has come back with the 296 Challenge car this year. He hasn't done the entire season. He's missed a few rounds, which is why he's not winning the championship, in fairness, because he's not been able to compete with every round. So, nonetheless, whenever he has appeared, he has been a race winner darn near. And Fabrizio Fontana is going to cross the timing line shortly. For the moment, though, Jan Bernier has crossed that timing line with a 2:03.122, which is a quick time for Jan Bernier. Here comes Fabrizio Fontana. Is he going to go to P1? Yes, he is, with a 2:00.937. 2:00.937 ahead of Jan Bernier and Ray Acosta. There is Fabrizio Fontana. And super slow-mo in replay of his car then, and he always adopts the same sort of color scheme. It's green and white and very formidable looking, and when you have the blank canvas of a 296 Challenge car to color as you would like, as there is Stefano Guy, talking to him as we speak. Here comes Manuel Gostner to return out there on track. John Dillon has gone second fastest with a 2:02.757. Make that third fastest now because this man, Tibor Valent, has just gone to P2. And Tibor Valent driving for the Rosso Corsa team. Sanella, something that is extraordinary in this championship, and I can tell you this because Tibor is a living example of it. You see drivers that are of so many different age ranges as well. We've talked about male and female.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tibor, where he first drove in this championship, the Ferrari Challenge Championship, many, many years ago. And you would think, and you're sitting opposite me, looking at me, and I'll tell you, if anyone is suffering from the ravages of time, it's probably me. And the way I look right now, you wouldn't think I'm 32, would you? Tibor has come back into it in the last couple of years, and he's still as quick as he ever was. And that's remarkable. That's remarkable. And look at this. He's doing a really, really good sector times now. And Tibor Valent with... He's only 3.5 tenths away from being the quickest driver. So that's another point I wanted to prove, Sanella, and that is that whether you're male, whether you're female, whether you're young or whether you're old, you can still be competitive in this sport.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a good motivation to start, you know.
Talking of sport, any particular sport that you play, apart from obviously enjoying watching motor racing, but, you know, are you competitive in any sport at all? Because you are sylph-like athletic shape.
Thank you. I do...
Trying to be complimentary here.
Thank you, thank you. I do martial arts, but...
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not a professional.
Well, this is really extraordinary. So, and which discipline in martial arts?
Taekwondo.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, but I don't really have the time to do that like every day, you know.
I'm going to behave now. Back in my school days, I did very well at judo.
Oh yeah, I like judo.
Yeah,
but it's very dangerous, to be honest.
No.
It is. I'm scared to go there.
Sanella is joining us in the broadcast. I'm delighted to have her with us as we look at Ray Acosta right now, who momentarily was right at the top end of the scorecard, if you will. Is that Motohiko Isozaki just going out? I saw there. This is John Dillon, who we're following. His P4 at the moment. The order is Fabrizio Fontana, Tibor Valent. They are P1 and P2. They've both gone into the pit lane. That's what the P indicates on the left-hand side of the graphics. If it's an O, which is orange, that means they're coming out of the pit lane and back out onto the track again. So there's Matt Griffin. Matt Griffin is driver coach to John Dillon. And Matt is a hugely successful racing driver himself. He's a super guy as well. I've shared 1 or 2 glasses of lemonade with Matt, and we've had some really enjoyable conversations. And here is Fabrizio Fontana inside the pit lane, then ready to go again. John Dillon, we're watching though with this lap as he is trying to elevate himself from the current P4 position. So if everything were to stop now, John Dillon would be starting on the second row of the grid for the Finali Mondiali race. But we've still got 21.25 minutes within which things can change. And this is not as good a time from John Dillon as he has done previously. Here's Oscar Rinčević then. He's got some traffic ahead of him which may prevent him progressing as much as he would like. And we are beginning to see some lap times disallowed because of track limits. Thomas Gostner, one of them. So we'll keep an eye on that as well because that may have an impact. Oscar Rinčević through the second sector has gone quicker than anyone as we look at Motohiko Isozaki. Now I have a feeling that Motohiko Isozaki left the track. When we were watching John Dillon's car, I just thought I saw Motohiko Isozaki going off onto the runoff area. Might be wrong, but I just think I spotted it at the back of the picture. Now, Motohiko Isozaki has raced in the Ferrari Challenge in both Japan and also in Europe and been hugely successful. And is potentially the most enthusiastic Ferrari Challenge driver you're ever likely to meet. When he's not racing and another category of cars are going out to race, he will stand at the end of the pit lane applauding every driver as they're making their way out onto the track. And that's just indicative of some of the wonderful characters that you and I get to meet in this paddock. They're lovely people, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I've seen all the coaches and the pilots supporting each other. So that's something I think very deep, and I really like that, to be honest.
When you were in the broadcast truck yesterday, and I don't know if you noticed this, so I might be talking out of turn. Melissa Kozira, a USA racer in Courchevel Am, lady racer, did very, very well. In fact, won both her races this weekend. Her husband, Bill, who's a big geezer, he stood at the bottom of the podium with hundreds of other people, as you say, from all other different categories as well. He was shouting so loudly in enthusiasm, you could hear him over our microphones. I mean,
he was so proud of her.
Absolutely. That's, I think, in this championship, probably more than any others, it's that passion, Sanella, that really comes through.
Yeah, it is. I can see that. Like at the end of the races, at the quali, they're all supporting each other. They are always talking to each other. They compare themselves with them. You know, it's just wonderful to see that. That's sport.
Yes, it's sport at its best. Thanks, Sanella. Ernst Kirchmayr now has gone quickest through Sector 1. His personal best in Sector 2, but his cumulative time, he was 8/10 quicker than Oskar Rinčević, who had set the best time. And he had taken a full 1.960 seconds out of Fabrizio Fontana by posting a 1:58.947. 1:58.947 came from Oskar Rinčević. Fabrizio Fontana then 2:00.907. Ernst Kirchmayr right now is round the final turn, and he will head to break the timing beam. And here he goes then. Is this going to be P1 from Ernst Kirchmayr? There's the line, and it is P1 by a cool 1.068 seconds. He's gone quicker than anybody else, a 1:57.879. Well done to Ernst Kirchmayr. Awesome job, awesome lap. It's a full second quicker than Oskar Rinčević's lap time. So we are seeing the lap times coming down. We've got 17.5 minutes remaining. The track is beginning to come to these drivers, I would suggest, as we see Ray Acosta making his way into the pit lane, into his garages. There's slick tyres going on the Manuela Gostner car. This is a turn-up for the books in qualifying. So what's happening here, Sanella, and forgive me, I don't want to appear like I'm being condescending, is that Manuela has been out on track on wet weather tyres. She now clearly feels that we've reached what's called the crossover time, where it's going to be actually quicker to be on dry weather tyres.
Right, okay.
It also means, may I say this, and this is a bit rude, that Manuela Gostner has probably got bigger courage than some of the other drivers.
I get it.
You know, because that is such a gamble to take. But she clearly feels, in dialogue with Giorgio Sonicchiotto and her team as well, that now is the time that she's going to be able to go quicker on slick tyres.
Right, okay.
Because what happens here with wet weather tyres work at their best when they are kept wet. So you see drivers taking unorthodox lines, and what they're doing, they're searching for the wettest parts of the track to keep the tyres cool in their operating temperature. But now with slick tyres, I think it's fair to say you can see it now. Look at the colour changes on the track.
Yeah, I can see that.
Some part of the track is definitely drier. So that's why Manu, to the best of my knowledge, will be the first of the drivers to go out and see what she can do on slick tyres. So well done. Big, important news, that is. And let's see what she can do. Ernst Kirchmayr, meantime, has done a 1:56.801. 1:56.801. This is James Wyland, whose driver coach is Conrad Grunewald, and whoa, James pirouetting, and that, I regret to say, is going to be the end of James's session. I reckon maybe they'll be able to repair the rear wing has gone. Look, you can see it missing from the top following that collision. But James bringing the car back. There's his pit wall. And where was James in the mix? P10. So if no one else improves, it would still be a fifth row start for James Wyland, fourth row start for James Wyland. Fifth at the moment. Here's Motohiko Isasaki driving the 105 car. May I just mention, and a huge well done to Mitchell Green for Ferrari of Westlake, who is the Courchevel champion in North America, who has gone 4th fastest. And going even quicker is Jan Bernier, who has gone 3rd fastest out of all the drivers, so whether from Europe or North America or Japan. 3rd and 4th quickest drivers are North American drivers, Jan Bernier and Mitchell Green. Here comes Oskar Rinčević then, and he's about to break the timing beam, and he goes P1 and has taken a full 1.1 seconds out of the previous times, 1:55.701. We want to see, there's Dr. Stephen Earl from Texas in America. Dr. Stephen Earl, who's been racing in the Ferrari Challenge for many, many years, and he tells a really, really interesting story, Sanella, that he considers motor racing to be his vacation time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and his family allow him to come and do racing, providing he has vacations with them, but he uses this as vacation time. And he's still a practicing surgeon. He's a very, very clever man. And yeah, he really gets so much out of his racing. And when you consider it's quite a commitment, Sanella, he's traveling in from Texas.
Yeah, I know, that's far away from here.
Say, that's not that's not like coming from Turin, is it?
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
It's quite talking of, is this region here in Italy? Because this is Tuscany, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this your home region? Is this a region you know well?
No, it is not. I'm from Lazio, Rome.
Okay.
So I'm from the capital, Dave. Lots of history, you know.
I have been merely once, only
Oh, you
once.
have to come back.
Yeah, I have to say it was very, very beautiful and very friendly people, I must say.
And good food.
I'm bound to say that, aren't I? Absolutely good food, you're not wrong there. Ernst Kirchmayr P1, Oskar Rinčević P2. Mitchell Green now has gone P3, so Mitchell Green has gone ahead of Jan Bernier. Then it's Fabrizio Fontana, Motohiko Sasaki, Tibor Valint, John Dillon, von Skeltermeyer and Thomas Gostner. They are the top 10 at the moment, but there's still plenty of time for this all to change. I'm critically interested in Manuela Gostner's times to see what Manuela Gostner can do and where the lap times are with regards to comparing the wet weather tyres and the slick tyres. Here's Fabrizio Fontana. And you can see parts of the track as we look at this super slow-mo replay. Parts of this track now are drying out sufficiently to allow those slick tyres potentially. Who are we watching now? We are watching the 379 car of Mitchell Green for Ferrari of Westlake. Mitchell Green has had something of a stellar season. This season, I was in Sonoma in California as we get a red flag right now. Someone's gone off in turn 1 and that has caused a red flag. Who is it? Let's take a look here. The red flag flying. I don't know who it is that has gone off, but somebody, and I think it's through turn 1 because that was where the yellow flag was initially. We now have a red flag, which brings the qualifying session to a stop with just under 12 minutes remaining. And yeah, we will resume when race control consider it safe to do so. And that's the reason why that was, going around then the 366 car of Chuck Whittle from North America. Chuck Whittle drives for Ferrari of Central Florida. And you can see the gravel trap and Sanella, the reason the gravel traps are designed the way they are, and you'll find this amazing. If ever you get the opportunity, perhaps you've done this and I don't know, when you do a track walk or a track run, you go and stand on those gravel traps and you feel like it's quicksand. It's almost like you're disappearing into it. And the reason for that is so that you scrub the speed off of the car and therefore the speed reduces before you get to the barriers. And that's, you could see there, couldn't you, with Chuck Whittle, that's exactly what happened. It scrubbed some of the speed off, but then he made contact with the barriers. So that's why we have a red flag. That car will have to be recovered, which gives us a nice opportunity right now to talk about food and Rome, because that's a great interest to me. What I find amazing about Italy, and I've had the privilege of coming here so many times right now, is that there are regional differences in terms of food. I had a regional dish at a restaurant last night. Is there one particular dish that maybe the Rome region is famous for, Sanella, or
Absolutely.
not so? Okay.
Do you know about carbonara?
Of course.
Of course. Or, I mean, there are so different ones. Have
Yeah.
you tried the cacio e pepe?
No, can I just say, this is Chuck Whittle out of the car, perfectly okay, which is what we want to see. The Ferrari of Central Florida driver is perfectly okay, he's out of the car. The integral safety of these fantastic challenge cars means that Chuck is fine. So, carbonara, what version were you telling me about?
I don't really eat it because I'm vegan, Dave.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
So, but that's the traditional dish of Rome.
Right.
But to be honest, the simplest thing you can find in Rome, which is really good, it's pizza, which is different from the Naples one.
Okay.
You know? Have you heard of this?
No, I don't think I've heard
There's
of the...
so many differences from the Roman's pizza and the Naples one.
Okay.
Yeah, the Naples one is more soft and liquid.
Oh.
Yeah, and the Rome's one is very dry.
So thin, crispy based. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm probably going to offend you now. But session is going to restart at 11:42, so just 30 seconds away, so just enough time for me to tell you that my favorite topping on a pizza...
Oh, don't say it, please.
No, I'm not going to say that. I think I know what you think I'm going to say. No, gorgonzola.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right.
Gorgonzola on pizza is just for me.
Well, let's say it's not the best one. Come on.
But yeah, I could have gone worse than that, couldn't I? I could have said something really horrible.
Yeah, I was expecting some
Were you
fruits on
expecting
it.
a fruit?
Thank God you didn't say that.
No, I wouldn't have done that because you would have been mortally offended. Right, the pit lane is back open again. Let's go back to this qualifying session and see who can do what. We regret to say that, unfortunately, we are not going to see Chuck Whittle take any further part in the qualifying session. We saw Chuck Whittle's car, unfortunately, through the gravel trap and into the barrier, so sad to see. And James Wyland also out of this qualifying session also, which is a great shame. We are setting the grid for the Finali Mondiali race for our Copa Shell drivers. Now, we have 11 and a quarter minutes left. I'm just trying to see whether the rain is beginning to start again. Because you see, the thing is, Sanella, the track conditions will evolve and they will change. And just before that stoppage, of course, we saw Manu Gostner go out on slick tyres. And if there's any raindrops coming down, those slick tyres are just not going to work. So, you know, she took a bit of a gamble, perhaps, and whether the gamble will pay off or not pay off. But the reason I'm saying is because when I looked at the camera or the pictures that the camera were giving us, I just felt that they were wiping away some of the raindrops, and yeah, that would impact on how the track will perform, and you're going to have to be on wet weather tyres. As Ray Acosta from the collection and Ferrari of Miami is released from the pit lane. And now I think that's indicative, isn't it, that when you see wipers going on a car, as we can see there from Thomas Gostner, that would suggest to me that your Italian weather is throwing us another curved ball, Sanella?
Yeah. The rain is starting, so it's going to be difficult now.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And with also only just under 10 minutes of the session remaining, those drivers that I would say are out of position, that I would expect to be further up the order than they are going to have a lot of pressure on them now. The likes of maybe Fons Skeltermar and Tibor Valin, certainly Ray Acosta, who's down there in P12 at the moment, would expect to see them higher up the order. Corinna Gostner, another fantastic lady racer who races with great passion and is sister to Manuela Gostner. This is something, Sanella, that's amazing in terms of, you know, your family being involved in motor racing. We have Corinna Gostner, Manuela Gostner, and David Gostner, brothers and sisters. Thomas Gostner, dad, all racing as well. I mean, that's a huge commitment, isn't it? Four racing cars in the family.
We have all the family here.
You're right. Yes, you're right. And I know that both Manuela and Corinna have got children. I wonder how long it will be before they're breaking their
Absolutely, yeah.
breaking their entry into motor racing. So we will see. Just under 9 minutes remaining then. The order is Oscar Rinčević from Ernst Kirchmayr, then Mitchell Green, John Dillon, Jan Bernier, Fabrizio Fontana, Motohiko Isozaki, Tibor Valentin, Fons Skeltermar, and Thomas Gostner then rounding out the top 10. This is Manuela Gostner right now. And just going to take a look at the sector times here. And if they're hugely different to other people's sector times, whether that would indicate that she is on slick tyres or wet tyres. So we wait for the sector 1 line to come up. And when she crosses that, now she's 7.1 seconds down on a sector time, which would indicate to me that she hasn't yet changed back onto wet weather tyres. Now, you can see here, Lisa Clark has just come in. You can see slick tyres on the trolley there, but that engineer's just stood right in the way. Mugello wet weather tyres. So I think Lisa Clark had also done another lady racer who'd, I think she'd gone with the gamble as well and put slicks on, has been out, tried to install the car, got a feel for what it was doing and saying, do you know what, no, we have now official confirmation from race control that it is a wet track, so wet weather tyres are going to be the tyres to go with. So that ends that little discussion topic, if you will, in terms of tyres. There is only going to be one tyre to use, and that's going to be the wet weather tyres. So Oscar Rinčević with a 1:54.501. I would also say that when the rain comes down now, it's going to be very, very hard for drivers to improve their lap times. 7 minutes remaining. If we were to stop the session now, the grid for our Finali Mondiali for Copa Shell would be Oscar Rinčević and Kirchmayr front row. It'd be Mitchell Green, John Dillon on the next row. Then it would be Jan Bernier and Fabrizio Fontana, the very man and driver that we're watching right now. And he's sector 1 time, a 49. And that's when you consider Ernst Kirchmayr has done 38. Is not where Fabrizio Fontana needs it to be. So at the moment, Fabrizio Fontana 3.8 seconds down on the Oscar Rinčević time, so I'm sure that Fabrizio Fontana can improve and will find an improvement. But how much further he will be able to propel himself up the grid remains to be seen. Oscar Rinčević and Ernst Kirchmayr, 1:54.501 and a 1:55.017. We've only got 2 drivers in the 55s, and that's Ernst Kirchmayr and Mitchell Green. Only 1 driver in the 54s, that's Oscar Rinčević. And then we've got 56s, 57s, and 58s. I just wonder whether those times were set when the track would allow those times to be set, which quite clearly is obvious, but what I'm saying is I think the track is changing, and I'm not sure we're going to see times like that anymore. 1:58 perhaps for Fabrizio Fontana. Actually, a 1:58.310 is his quickest time. That time was 1:58.839. This is John Dillon. Okay, now as a benchmark, John Dillon is currently P4. He's just under 4/10 down. Ray Acosta is chasing him hard. And Ray Acosta and John Dillon both then on hot laps here, with Thomas Gostner ahead with his wiper still going, indicating that maybe some drizzle coming down. So both John Dillon for Formula Racing and Ray Acosta for the collection Ferrari of Miami then. It's P4 and P12 in terms of where they are for qualifying right now. And you can see that Ray Acosta is champing at the bit here to try and get by John Dillon, but getting by John Dillon would bring him behind Thomas Gostner, who he would also want to get by. Do bear in mind this is a qualifying session with more raindrops appearing on the camera lenses now. Track conditions are changing. Ray Acosta, you could see there, Sanella, Ray Acosta has quite deliberately eased up. And the reason for that is it's going to give him track space ahead so that he's not going to be held up by any other drivers out there on track. And this is where a driver coach works really, really well for you, because he'll be talking to Ray Acosta's driver coach will be talking to him on the radio saying, look, here's some space. If you ease up now, give it however many seconds, then go again, install for the next lap. And that's why we think there's one driver, one pilot in that car. Of course there is. Makes perfect sense. There's actually a team of people working with them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I was wondering how they can keep that focus during the drive. I mean, it's something that you have to work on. Don't you think so?
Oh, no, absolutely. And do you know what? There are certain drivers that take that focus and that commitment so seriously that there are almost exercises that they do, mind exercises that maintains their sharpness and absolute crystal clear direction where they need to be. You're quite right to bring that up. Oscar Rinčević is improving, Sanella. Blue sector 1, personal best. Purple sector 2, that's better than anyone. A 1:54.501 was the best time until now, when Oscar Rinčević has delivered a 1:53.458. So that says to me that whatever is happening with the weather, the track is allowing these drivers to improve their times. And we can see that also with Ray Acosta. John Dillon, very gentlemanly-like, keeps out of the way of Ray Acosta, allows him on his quick lap. So Ray Acosta is 1.793 seconds down. That's a huge margin. And Oscar Rinčević, his previous lap time, a 1:53.458, has been taken away because of a track limits. So that's basically, the track limits rules, Sanella, are, if you were around here driving your car right now, you've always got to keep 2 wheels within the white lines on the tarmac of the track. The minute you put more than 2 wheels over the white line, it's considered a violation of the track limits rules, and in a qualifying scenario, that means you get your lap time taken away. No such strife for Ray Acosta, who has delivered a 1:51.971, which is the quickest time of anyone. Ray Acosta currently provisional pole for the Finali Mondiali race. Von Skeltermar, P2. Oscar Rinčević, P3. Fabrizio Fontana, P4. Everyone is improving right now. We've got 1.5 minutes remaining. Ray Acosta, the Copa Shell driver, is P1 with a 1:51.971. That's a full 1.616 seconds quicker than anybody else in terms of recorded times. Some drivers have gone pretty quickly and got close to that, but they've had that lap time taken away because they've achieved the lap time through exceeding the track limits. Here comes Fabrizio Fontana, who's trying to respond. Just a minute left. Fabrizio Fontana has gone a personal best through sector 1. Is that going to be enough? Stefano Gaius, we split the picture. His driver coach will be gauging what he can do. He will be motivating, he will be pushing. He will be trying to metaphorically boot his bottom and say, come on, Fabrizio, you've got to go a bit quicker here. Jan Bernier has gone second fastest, a 1:53.344. Mitchell Green, third fastest for Ferrari of Westlake. 2 North American drivers, P2 and P3. Great showing from those Copa Shell Championship stars in North America. Oscar Rinčević now, P4. As you can see, the clock is ticking down. Any driver that crosses the timing line and there's still some seconds left, they can do another lap. If you cross the timing line and the clock has counted down to 0, it means you've got no more time. This potentially is Fabrizio Fontana's last lap. It is his last chance to improve because the checkered flag is out. Fabrizio Fontana blasts towards the line and takes P2 with a 1:52.565. He will be hoping no other driver will improve. Somebody that is trying to improve here is Oscar Rinčević. His sector 1 was not brilliant. His sector 2 was better. He's got the final turn to round now, and Oscar Rinčević, it'll be full chat flat on the accelerator pedal as he heads towards the timing line, breaking the timing beam. From P4, Oscar Rinčević goes to P2. Still half a second down on Ray Acosta, but he's got a front row start. It's Ray Acosta from Oscar Rinčević. Is anybody else improving out there? That's the question that we are asking ourselves. Jan Bernier has set personal bests in sector 1 and sector 2. Ray Acosta is improving still further. He's still out there on a hot lap here. He's delivered a 1:51.971. His sector 2 is quicker. Ray Acosta is on a mission here. Ray Acosta, whose son's Michael is here this weekend as well. The collection driver, 151.971. He has got one more turn to do. This is the final turn for Ray Acosta. His last chance to improve. You could argue he doesn't need to improve because he's P1 already, but he wants to be P1 by a bigger margin. Here comes Ray Acosta then, a 151.971 becomes a 151.047. Great job done by Ray Acosta. Pole position par excellence, I'm tempted to say. It's Oscar Rinčević, P2, Fabrizio Fontana, P3. It's Jan Bernier who takes P4, then Thomas Gostner, John Dillon, Tibor Valint and von Skeltermar. I'm sorry, Sonella, I didn't let you say a word then, but it got so exciting towards the end of that qualifying session.
Yeah, I'm having a great time, to be honest. It's very exciting.
It is.
Yeah, good qualifying. And let's see what happens tomorrow.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Thank you so much for joining us on the air. We really appreciate
you
adding your Italian flavor and passion to us. So Jan Bernier's team, Ferrari of Seattle, will be very happy with what he has done. To be fair, Jan Bernier doing a very, very good job. Here is confirmation of who's done what from where. Ray Acosta, P1. Oscar Rinčević, P2. Fabrizio Fontana, P3. Then it was Jan Bernier, Thomas Gostner, John Dillon, Tibor Valint and von Skeltermar. They're ahead of Manu Gostner, Ernst Kirchmayr, Mitchell Green, Corinna Gostner, Motohiko Isasaki, James Wyland and Chuck Whittle. Then it was Andrew Parker, Lisa Clark, Brian Waltersdorf, and regrettably no times from Michael Martin, Kevin Orsini, or Brad Evans. Well, qualifying for the Finali Mondiali for our Copa Shell drivers is done and dusted. From Sonella and from myself, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.